is Neva? Where is Neva? Where is Neva? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she?
Hello, family. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Where is Neva? How are you doing, family? I love you. If you are new here, welcome. Thanks for coming to another episode of Where is Neva. Please don't let this be your last video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share. Make sure you turn that notification bell on so you know when the new videos are dropping. And be a part of this family because we are uniting the diaspora globally. Family, we are traveling through the diaspora, meeting our community, and loving on each other because we deserve that. For so many years, our stories weren't ours, but we're taking that back. For so many years, we weren't allowed to travel to different places, but we are taking that back. For so many years, we weren't allowed to do our wellness and our healing because we didn't have the tools to. But we are taking those tools and doing the work. And we're doing that together. And this is a safe space for us to do it. Okay, so welcome. Join us. I love you. I love you so much. And I hope you're taking the time to love yourself too. Family, this is another episode of the Road Trip series. Hey, I've been loving the content on this series because it's like reminding me of my time when I first started this experience. I wasn't YouTubing when this happened. I was just living life. And it was just a breath of fresh air. I didn't know I would be creating spaces to unite the diaspora, nor did I know that I would be a wellness business coach. I didn't know any of this. But me taking that leap on that road trip allowed me to get to know myself more and realizing that I didn't have to be a civil rights attorney to make a difference, to talk about the history of my ancestors, to channel that energy. I didn't have to be that. And so I'm here talking to you all now about all of that. And I'm so honored to be doing that. So enough. Anyways, we are talking about in this episode 5 lessons I learned when I was taking my road trip. And I learned a lot. And I'm so blessed. I was going to title this episode Mistakes I Learned, but I was like, they're not really mistakes because I learned from them. It's when we continue to do stuff over and over and over again when they start becoming a mistake. I don't like calling mistakes. I like calling them lessons. Because there's things that we are learning from it. We had to go through that to actually learn from it. And that itself is a blessing. So think about it. Pause for a minute. Think about the things that you call mistakes. Think about the things that you regret. And then ask yourself, what did I learn from those experiences? Or what can I learn from these experiences? If you are a writer, I recommend you journal to that. If you're not, I recommend you create a video to it. You do not have to share it with anybody. If you're not, I recommend you just to think about it or even talk to somebody about it because we often get stuck in these regrets and these mistakes and not release them. And so they are haunting us. They are creating fears for us. They are this dark shadow that is following us and it's not for us to hold. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has some regrets, but it's what we do with those lessons that make the story. So I'm so excited to share with you all about 5 lessons I learned while I was on my road trip. And I was on this road trip for a month, so I learned so much. So let's get into it. Lesson number 1 was the importance of taking risks and taking leaps. I used to do a lot of things by myself. Like I would go to movies by myself. I would go out to eat by myself, but never, ever did I take a solo road trip alone. I never thought that was a thing, but me taking that leap allowed me to actually be here today. Allowed me to start YouTube because of the videos I was creating on Instagram and getting that inspiration. People were like, Neva, be on YouTube. Me taking that leap birthed so many opportunities for me. And I'm still sitting in that abundance. So take those risks. If you have a dream that you've been sitting on, I ask you, why are you sitting on that dream? You deserve to live your dreams. Your dreams are your reality. Your dreams are your dreams for a reason. God literally gave you those dreams because God knew you can accomplish them. So what are we going to do so that you can accomplish those dreams? Take that leap. Take risk. We need to live those dreams. We need your dreams. Write about them. Dig deep. Ask yourself, why is this my dream? Why am I doing this? What is the purpose of this? Why does this keep on haunting me? Because it's time for you to take that leap. Like I said, me taking that leap allowed me to sit in abundance. If I listened to what people were telling me about how I should not go on this road trip alone, I don't know where I'll be. But I know I probably wouldn't be right here. And I like where I'm at. And that itself is, I express deep gratitude in that. So take those leaps because you deserve to. There's a lot of things people used to tell me not to do. Not to travel back to Africa. Not to jump out of a plane. Not to take a solo international trip. People would tell me everything. But if I listened to any of that, I wouldn't be sitting in abundance. And abundance is my birthright. It's our birthright. So take those risks. Take those leaps. You deserve. Lesson number 2 was the power of planning. I'm a better planner than I was before. I wasn't really a planner. I was someone that just would take the leap. But it's so important to plan, especially if you are taking a road trip, are traveling internationally, or going wherever. I think plans are amazing. Planners are amazing. Plan your life. And you don't have to be super concrete. It doesn't have to be, all right, wake up at this time, turn up this time, do this, brush your teeth this time. No, like, don't do that. But let's create a structure. Let's create some systems so that you can move through life freely. That's what it is. Creating systems create opportunities to be more free. And it's like, how does that even make sense? Just think about having a ritual, a morning ritual. So my morning ritual consists of waking up in the morning, having my time in the bathroom, moving my body, drinking my water, eat my breakfast, read some pages in a book, and planning for my day. Me being able to do that gives you more space and opportunities to breathe freely. Gives you more space and opportunities to travel, to create content, to just do things that I love to do, to pay bills on time. Planning is not a bad thing at all. Speaking for myself, I know I was against systems because I was like, systems, that's corruption and that's capitalism and and then I had to slow down and say, Geneva, what's your anger towards systems? There are systems that you don't like, but let's create systems that you do like, right? And as a child, we had certain systems, possibly, like chores and different things. And sometimes, depending on the child, you were, I'm against that. I don't want to do that. But as you get older and you realize the importance of different things like chores, I highly recommend you give it another name, but you realize the importance of these things, then you're like, okay, this creates space for me to be free. So like cleaning your room, cleaning your house, washing your dishes, whatever that takes is giving you more space to be free, to have your mind more free. So me saying all that, I learned the power of planning on this road trip. I learned the power of planning to get my tires checked. I learned the power of planning to talk to my friends before I just show up at their house. I learned the power of planning as in planning activities that I wanted to go to, like the museums in Alabama. Planning is important. Plan, family, plan. Lesson number 3. This goes for road trips, daily trips, and yourself. Check your car and yourself. It's important. that was a lesson that I had to learn. But when it comes to my car, I felt like I did everything that I needed to do because I got my oil changed. I checked my tires. I had people check out my engine and everything. I didn't know that my gear was going to get stuck. I didn't even know that's a thing. So my gear getting stuck was something that just needed to happen. And I had to learn that just needed to happen. I don't think there was a way for me to actually check it before it happened. So check your car. Make sure that your engine's together. Make sure it's together because you ain't going nowhere if it's not. Make sure that your oil is updated. I don't even know the words for this stuff, but make sure your car is checked, okay? Make sure you're checking yourself. Check in with yourself. And I recommend to do this daily. Every second if you can. Say don't do it every second, but hourly. Check in with your heart. Check in with your breath. Check in with your movement. Check in with your body. Make sure everything is feeling okay. And if it's not, then do something about it. But check in with your energy. Check in with your emotions, especially when you're in the company of other people, because it's easy to move with our ego, to get angry, to be irritated, to be frustrated, and show up in that. It's so easy to do that, but it's so hard to check our own self because we be thinking we be right a lot of times. And even if we are right, we still should check in and say, okay, what can I do to settle this conversation, to settle this energy, to settle this mood, especially when we're in company with other people. We do not have to always be right, family. And I had to learn that the hard way because I did move around feeling like I had to be right. And then I realized, like, what is right? What is wrong? Why am I right? Why am I wrong? Am I right? Am I wrong? Does it even really matter? So check in with yourself and constantly do your work daily. If you need to go out and go do some breath work, go do that. If you need to go walk in some nature, go do that. If you need to just stop and say, hey, I need a moment, go do that. If you need your alone time, go do that. Check in with yourself so that you can get and gain the tools to work with yourself. You deserve that. And not only do you deserve that, your company deserves that, because we have to stop moving out of our anger and out of our fears and out of our hurts. Emotions are a beautiful thing. We need them. But it's the way we react to our emotions can be the problem. So make sure you're checking in with yourself so that you aren't just reacting. So yeah, check in. Take the time. If you need to pause this video for a minute, do that and check in with yourself. Just, how am I doing? How am I feeling? How's my toes feeling? My ankles feeling? My knees? My stomach? My chest? My head? My face? My hands? How am I feeling? How is my energy? What is on my mind right now? Am I fully present in this video, or am I thinking about something else? And if so, what is it that I'm thinking about, and why am I thinking about this? Checking in with yourself can be a self-reflection that you can do by writing. You can create a video. You can talk to yourself. Yes, talk to yourself, family. There's just so many different ways you can talk to other people and even ask them, like, hey, how are you feeling right now? Do you see anything different about me? Checking in with yourself is checking in with other people as well. Take the time to do that, always. So on my trip, I did this constantly. I was talking to myself. I was talking to God. I was talking to my car. I was crying. I was talking to my friends. I was talking to my family. And I had to constantly do that because I was constantly unlearning, learning, unlearning, learning. I was constantly doing this. And so while I was doing this and this growth was happening, I had to check in and say, hey, how we feeling right now? So I was journaling. I was making so many videos. I was talking, like I said, to myself and to God, to my ancestors, everybody. I was talking. I was calling people on the phone just to have a conversation. But it helped me be who I am today. And like I said, I am so grateful for that. Lesson number 4. Let go and go with the flow. And this goes partner with planning. Yes, family, plan, but understand that things change. And understand that you have to let go of control a lot of times. We, at the end of the day, don't have control over a lot of things that we think we have control over. We have no control over other people. We don't even have control over our work sometimes. We don't have control over how the world is moving. We don't have control. The only control that we have for the most part is ourselves. And knowing that, we have to let go. And it's important as we let go, we go with the flow. So not just let go and just say, forget it, I don't want to do it. But let go and say, all right, I'm going to ride this wave. I'm going to learn from this experience. I'm going to take lessons from this experience. All right, how can I adjust to this experience? So like when my gear got stuck, I had no clue I would be staying in Houston for 2 extra days. And it irritated me. I felt like I wanted to go home. I said, forget this, I want to give up. People were quoting me all different crazy prices. I'm like, this is too much. But I didn't give up. I planned. I let go of the need of having control, and I went with the flow of trying to find different mechanics. And I found one who not only fixed my gear, but affirmed me and told me that I'm on the right track. And in that, I knew God was talking to me. So let go, go with the flow, and just enjoy life. I'm saying do this every day, not even just with a road trip, every day. Do that. Lesson number 5, and it's like one of my favorite lessons, is listening to your intuition, listening to yourself. You know the answers. You know what you need to do. You know how you need to do it. And when listen to your intuition, understand what's actually talking. Is it fear talking? Or is it actually clarity? Is it actually intuition? For you to understand what is actually talking, you have to ask clarifying questions to yourself. You have to check in with yourself. You got to say, does this make sense to me? Why am I doing this? What is the purpose of this? How am I feeling? Checking in with yourself is allowing you to create space for you to constantly listen to your intuition. Because as you become more clear and clearer, you are gaining the tools for your intuition to show up even more and be even louder. Not only do you listen to your intuition, trust your intuition. That's something I am constantly learning every single day, is to trust her. It is so hard. It is so hard, especially when you were told that you need to second guess a lot of things that you're doing. Are you sure you're doing that? Is that right? Oh, you're doing too much. And hearing that as a child, I second guessed everything I did. And so now I'm teaching myself to trust myself, listen to my intuition, even if it hurts. Even if it hurts somebody else, not intentionally. But because you're choosing you and you have to let go of different things, trust that you're doing the right thing. Family, I'm trusting that this video is over. And I'm trusting that you are listening and you hear me and we are doing the work together. I love you all so much. I'm so thankful that you are once again on this video, watching me, listening to the words I have to say. And I hope you are allowing yourself to flow constantly, because you deserve freedom. You deserve the air to breathe. You deserve space to be you. I love you so much. And I can say this over and over again. You are so special. You are so amazing. You are so phenomenal. And I'm so proud of you for always, always checking in with yourself. I love you, family. Thank you again for coming to another episode. It was an extreme pleasure. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Where is Neva? Where is Neva? Where is Neva? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she?